What's good? It's your boy Tab Money, and tonight I'm gonna talk about me embracing Egyptian set necromancy. And as you can see on the screen, it's a slideshow of me collecting set pictures, basically from Google or whatever. But in order for me to invoke his spirit, like I just ordered me a set statue. You might see it in the slideshow, but I ordered me a statue. And once I get that, I get it. I'm gonna get it tomorrow, basically earlier today, depending on what time it is. I haven't checked the time yet, but I think no, tomorrow. I think it's 10 o'clock. But well, I meant to say tomorrow. Though, I'm gonna give me an Egyptian statue and have it next to my Baphomet statue. Like when it comes to Mother Oshun and Father Shango, like I would dedicate my time to him the most. But when it comes to the times we living in right now, like. People are already choosing sides where they want to be part of the 1/3 or the 2/3. And the 2/3 are big, and the 1/3s, you can say they big, but not too much. Or like at least several thousand, more than just several thousand of them. But when it comes to the 2/3, that's down there, freaking million or yeah, million. Basically a million other people. You know what I'm saying? You got billions of people, and if you take 1,000 out of that million, and I'm like, and, I'm gonna write a book about it. It's gonna be in my book that I'm writing about the left hand path, considering the 1/3 and the 2/3 of this earth and what my purpose is on this earth, and specifically for the 2/3. Because when it comes to the 1/3, when you go on YouTube, the Truth Movement, they're going hard for exposing what's going on and exposing a whole bunch of stuff. And it really ain't through Google at all. It's through books. You can go through the library and find books upon these subjects. There's many of books that talks about these type of subjects that that they're bringing up to the table. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wasn't for the Truth Movement, I would never understand. It would have took a while. It would have took a while for me to get into spirituality if it wasn't for the Truth Movement. For the Truth Movement to put everything out there to say, like the first thing that shocked me the most was yoga, and the first guy that I was talking about, the dangers of yoga, and it was Vigilant Christian Mario, whatever, the guy from Canada. I remember I was going through the conspiracy videos and I found a video about yoga. And he had a video about yoga and he talking about the Kundalini serpent and all that stuff. So that fascinated with me. Then I look at other videos. He talk about lucid dreaming and stuff. Then I discovered spirit science, and when I discovered spirit science and everything that they put out there, I just got sucked in. I just found interest of here's the thing. There's a store in Oakland called Ancient Ways. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to go there a lot. When my mom then was getting into Orisha worship and getting tarot readers and stuff, whole 9 yards, and there were these pictures, what I'm saying? These pictures of these Egyptian guys. It was in a card. It was in these type of card themes. And it showed all the Egyptian gods and goddesses. And I remember my god sister, my mom's goddaughter, she had a dog named Osiris, and I think it was my sister or my cousin that pointed out Osiris in front of me, and she said, "Look, he got our dog's name Osiris." She said something like that. Then I looked at him, but when I looked at the Egyptian gods, not just Osiris, but when I looked at all of them, I got hypnotized. I mean, I got sucked into the Egyptians. I mean, my mom trying to tell me it was because of my dad. No, it's because of you going to ancient ways, getting all that tarot reading and stuff. But when she pointed out the Egyptian god, what I'm saying, the tarot, the card, not the tarot, but it was a card. It showed other Egyptian gods and goddesses. I just got sucked in right there, and then I'm like, wow, these guys look amazing. These beings look amazing. I was a kid, so didn't understand. So what happened was I just got sucked into Egyptology, and I started learning about Egyptology and started studying it. And I fantasized about Horus, Osiris, and Isis, and also Seth too. I was fantasizing about. I was more interested in Seth. As you can see, these are all the pictures of Seth that I found. But I found more interest in Seth because of the dark nature that he holds. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to embrace and be a practitioner of Egyptian set necromancy, Like Michael W. Ford made a book about it, but also Answer Mason, she made a book about Seth the Furious that, it's on my bed right now. So basically what I'm trying to say though is that when I was a kid, I was interested in Egyptology, or basically the Egyptian pantheon. What I'm saying? I had the books, I have all the Egyptian books. What I'm saying? My mom was getting me Egyptian books in Christmas on my birthday. What I'm saying? She was, indoctrinating me with the Egyptiantology. What I'm saying? She was basically buying me what I wanted to need. I didn't, but at the same time, I didn't worship these gods or goddesses because I didn't, I didn't understand worship at first. But I got sucked in, y'all. I got very sucked into Egyptology. You know what I mean? Very sucked in. But at the same time, I don't know what led me away from Egyptology. It wasn't religion at all. It wasn't, you can say it was because of mostly video games. To tell you the truth, I was interested in video games. This is when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to those who, now when it came to 2010, what happened to me in 2010, Egyptology and Roman or Greco-Roman mythology was kept on being brought up to me. It was kept on being draw attention to me because of what's going on and stuff. And my mom did buy books that was based upon Egypt and Greco-Roman books and stuff. I don't know where it's at now, but it was just talking about the mythology point of view of the both of them. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, what I mean by that is that when I was on YouTube, Egyptology and Greco-Roman mythology was being recommended to me, and I was watching those. I wasn't watching it fully, but I was watching a little bit of it. Whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? So, but what led me away from Egyptology, of course, video games and life, and doing other things and stuff, hanging out with friends and stuff. Basically hanging out with friends and video games. Like when I was, this is myself from Egyptology. My mom brought these golden statues of Egypt, Egyptian golden statues. You know what I'm saying? She brought it for me. She even put it on my dresser and everything, and whole 9 yards. And it was a golden Egypt kind of statue type of things. I forgot what it was, but at the same time, she realized I didn't want it because I just lost interest. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, my mom, she was into Orisha worship. She was into the Orishas. But around that time, I was into Egyptology, you know what I'm saying? But I still worship the Orishas, but when it comes to the practitioner magic that I'm finna embrace, which is Egyptian Seth Necromancy, since I got that book from Michael W. Ford, and also that other book, Seth the Fury of Egypt by Answer Mason. And also, I ordered me a Egyptian god Seth statue from Amazon that's coming tomorrow. So basically what I'm trying to say is that when it comes down to what I represent, you know what I'm saying, the left-hand path and the black magic and sorts, but what I'm really trying to let y'all know is, what I'm basically trying to let y'all know is that, when it really comes down to it, I am destined to really represent this new way of life that's going to be coming upon us in the next 7 or 8 years. But at the same time, the main thing I want to say though is that basically what I'm trying to say though is that when it comes to me embracing Egyptian Seth Necromancy, you might say I might go to the deep end of it, but I'm still studying though, because I still need to learn about necromancy and stuff. But when it comes to Egyptian Seth Necromancy, the reason why I choose Seth as one of my guiders into this, because if you know about that movie, that mommy movie from 2017 with Tom Cruise, Sophia played Aminet, and she made a pact with Seth, and she gained power, and she's supposed to find a mate that give her that power. Now, believe it or not, I always said in my past videos, but I'm gonna bring it up. Aminet from the mind is not Sophia. Sophia, even though she holds Sophia image and stuff, I'm talking about the actual character within that movie, which is Aminet. The whole look, everything, she represent my fallen angel image. You know what I'm saying? My fallen angel wifey told me she take the image of Aminet from the mommy movie from 2017. But because of that movie, she made a pact with Seth. So that movie was very subliminal with the spiders, with the mouse, with the rats. Everything that was shown in that movie was connected to my past and also to my life. Everything that was shown in that movie, you know what I'm saying? Whole 9 yards. And also becoming a living God, you know what I'm saying? When I learned about black magic, I found it through E.A. Wedding, which he have a website called Become a Living God. And also I talked about his website on my channel. But the main thing I want to let y'all know is that yes, I am finna get into necromancy, Egyptian set necromancy, and as you see said on the slideshow, you know what I'm saying, this is a god that's gonna guide me spiritually within the astral planes, also through dreams and stuff, also through psychedelic experience. When I start taking psychedelic drugs soon, I just don't have no connection right now, but it's coming close to that point where they'll make it a medical use or therapeutic or spiritual use in the coming years. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta be patient. But you know, there's many ways that I know, but at the same time, Seth was calling for me though. Like you know, when I was learning about, like, I was into Horus and Osiris and Isis and stuff, but something was drawn to me to Seth, cause you know he had the red face. I mean, he taking many colors, but just look how he looks though. He looks like a savage. He like a straight up savage. But for me, embracing the dark side, you know, that's why I'm obsessed with Set, because you know, so he's the god of chaos and deserts. I think is it desert. I don't know. I gotta recheck, but he's the god of chaos, but also he's the god of death. So when it really comes down to it, though, you know what I'm saying, Egyptian set necromancy is something I'm going to embrace. Now, once I get this Egyptian set statue, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to have it next to my Baphomet statue. And when it comes to Mother Oshun and Father Shango statues, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to dedicate my time to them to the point where I need to pray to them and stuff. But when it comes to the Baphomet or Lucifer in general, but when it comes to Set, I really got to pray to them. The main thing I got to do is dedicate my time to them, but also make a pact with them. And when I meditate, invoke their spirit, invoke their characteristics inside of my physical body, mind, and soul. And that's one thing I want to say. So I am going to get into Egyptian set necromancy. I already got books that talks about it. I might get more books that talk about it, but at the same time, I'm finna get back. Basically, I'm finna get back into Egyptology. Like now, I found interest. Like these statues I want to get from Amazon. Not all the Egyptian gods, but also I think they're small. I hope they're small, but many of them statues I want to get off of Amazon. It costs $100, but I am gonna find a way to get them statues though, y'all. So the thing about it is that yes, I am finna get. I'm already into black magic, but now, like I am, don't get me wrong, I am gonna be hoodoo is gonna be my first craft. Hoodoo is gonna be my first practice. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Egyptian set necromancy, I gotta read through the book and see what type of practices that I need to partake in order for me to embrace Egyptian set necromancy. You know what I mean? So, and that's one thing I want to say. So when it comes down to it, you know, Egyptian God said he's gonna be my spirit guide. But when it comes to the Mother Oshun and Father Shango, they are my spirit guide parents. They are only meant for me to embrace them as my biological parents, but also look at them and praise them and worship them as my parents. I look at Oshun as my mother, I look at Shango as my father. And they're all from the same continent, which is Africa. But at the same time, the reason why I'm going back to Egyptology, because don't get me wrong, I thought, you know, Pharaoh was going to, you know, help me, you know, go back to it, but, you know, he went way too far with the Trump thing, and now he went too far with the conspiracy theories, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, don't get me wrong, when he started acting funny in this, it started draining my energy. He was like an energy vampire, the way that he was acting, you know, to the point where he was losing his mental state. You know what I'm saying? And I was down there, was gonna embrace like the metaverse and stuff, but I realized that, you know, but at the same time, I'm put on this earth to really specifically represent the New Age movement, or basically New Age spirituality. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm meant to put on this earth for. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's one thing. But, you know, but at the same time, I always tell myself, don't depend on human flesh, but depend on the spirits and the idols that I worship. Like now, I can really embrace that and have that guide me through. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, even though I said from my very first video on my YouTube channel, I did say I want to be like Young Pharaoh, the next Young Pharaoh, but I would never go to the extreme that he did. Like he was up here talking about that boxing match and all this other stuff, and when it really come down to it, though, I'm just like, you know, I don't want to cross that line. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes into my channel, yes, I am gonna give you gameplay. Yes, I am gonna talk about this and that about the metaverse. But when it comes to my my destiny, the one I'm meant to, be a part of is the New Age movement. I mean, the transhumanism movement only deals with the metaverse and the digital world, but I want to have balance between the both, right along with the physical. So, and that's one thing I want to say. So, but at the same time, yes, I am finna get into Egyptian set necromancy. I might go to the extreme later on if there's different degrees on it. But I am gonna buy a book that talks about necromancy. I ain't gonna buy plenty of books that talks about necromancy, but at the same time, I already got the book that talks about Egyptian set necromancy. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. So, this is your boy Time and Finna sign off. That's all I want to say. So when it really come down to what I'm trying to put out there for y'all is that, you know what I'm saying, I am gonna worship the Egyptian gods and also the Orishas at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They're all from the same continent. They're all from the same continent. And not only that, but my ancestors, they lived in Egypt and during that empire, you know what I'm saying? Even though that empire didn't last that long, but other than that, but at the same time, I am gonna have Seth as my spirit guide into the necromantic current of sorcery and stuff like that. And that's one thing I want to say. So this is your boy Time and I'm finna sign off, and that's what I want to say. So be on the lookout for my other videos and stay tuned. So peace.